All right, so this is the part two. I'm just going to go on and read some of this because it's important that I read this. As mentioned in the earlier chapter, in July 1996, President Clinton signed an executive order number 13010 and established a Presidential Commission for Critical Infrastructure Protection. This commission deals with the growing danger of attacks of our infrastructure during the computer terrorism, computer information warfare, in the year 2000 crisis. Executive Order 13010 refers to the threat of critical infrastructures, telecommunications, electrical power systems, gas, oil storage and transportation, banking and finance, transportation, water supply systems, emergency services, and the continuity of government. The wording of the executive order specifically describes computer-based attacks on the information or communications components that control critical infrastructures. Then, on February 6, 1998, President Clinton created a special executive commission under a secret executive order to coordinate the U.S. government agency efforts to solve the 2000 problem. Unfortunately, by this time, it was too late to be certain of the fixing of all this mission-critical systems before January, okay? In light of the approaching danger of a complete economic collapse, the communications emergency caused by the year 2000 computer bug, it is quite possible that the President of the United States, as well as the leaders of other nations throughout the world, will use existing national emergency legislation to take control of the banks and many other aspects of the national economy. Every Western democracy has comparable laws established to provide for continuity of government in the event of a nuclear war or other national emergency. That would be what we're having right now, an other national emergency based on a virus that doesn't exist. One that's been created as theater, okay? That's no more dangerous than the flu. If it was dangerous, I should be dead. Right? If it's dangerous, all the bikers here at Sturgis who just traveled shitloads of miles to get here, they should be dead. They should at least be in hospitals. But there's nobody here anymore. And I'm still here. And I've been traveling without a mask since October, and people have been getting sick since October. And I'm not. So why? America, why? Right? Here's the McLaren Act, okay? Under the McLaren Act, the U.S. President can legally suspend the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, with a single phone call, impose martial law throughout the nation. Several reliable sources suggest that several U.S. government agencies have accumulated the names of millions of suspect American citizens. These citizens, whose names are maintained on a database on a high-level UNIVAC computer, UNIVAC, right? In Washington, are possible targets for arrest during the future time of national emergency. These sources have suggested that these lists contain names of other prominent Christians and other patriots who have publicly expressed concerns about the move forward to the New World Order. I'm going to read some more of this book, but not now. Yeah, my name's on a list, okay? Yeah, it's not a UNIVAC computer. It's an AI computer. It's real time. Now, I started this thing basically because I was fed up. And I still am fed up. The masks don't provide any protection, so why are y'all wearing the masks? Why? I can tell you why. Because you're complying with something. Right? You're part of a ritual. But really, on your end, you're saying, well, I have to wear a mask because that's what everybody else is doing. I have to wear a mask because they require it in the stores. I have to wear a mask because if I don't wear a mask, I don't get to work in the stores. That's how you look at it. But how the government looks at it, they're seeing who is wearing a mask. They're saying, how are the sheep and how are the herds? How are they responding to what we're doing? How much resistance are we going to encounter when we do more? That's what they're saying. When you have a war, you have to win the hearts and minds of your enemy. You have to convince them that they need to be pacified. And if you don't, then you come in and you just kill them all, or you kill enough of them so that, people will comply. Well, if you do that in the American economy, you're going to get a whole bunch of pushback because we got guns. If you suspend the food supplies, you're going to have pushback. What did they do? They suspended the airport. It's just a soft takeover of the United States. I personally don't I don't care if you don't believe what I'm saying, because you're all going to find out very, 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 very soon. Really soon. What's going to happen? It's probably going to be through this wintertime. They're going to have another second phase of lockdown. One of these laws said that any houses deemed unsafe, people will be relocated out of the houses. Well, that's going to be real simple to do, isn't it? All they have to do is declare your house unsafe. You don't own your house anyway. It's assets of the U.S. corporation, USA Inc., which doesn't exist anymore, which is weird, but it's true. So anyway, a Texas Cash 3502 just put this video out, okay? Other people are starting to wake up to this. I put a video out at least a couple of months ago that was basically about this Millennium Meltdown thing. It said the same thing. Okay, I'm saying it again. This is going on record, so I definitely have a black card. I'm putting this on record because I don't care. You guys come and do what you need to do, okay? Because I can't stop this. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing with this YouTube channel, okay, is I'm going to, when I get done with this paint work and everything, I'm going to get on the road and I'm going to start, I'm going to go to some schools. I'm going to find out what they're doing with our children, how they're going to reprogram our children, what new things are they telling these teachers what they need to tell the children to be safe and all this other stuff. And that's basically where I'm at right now. Because it's a generational thing. This is the last part of America, and it's already, like they said, the new normal. Pompeo says that we are in a live exercise. And just to wrap this up, okay, in March of this year, you can check this out. March, President Trump actually pulls the trigger and signs the executive order declaring a national emergency. And at the same time, during the press conference, he says that it's been a pleasure serving the American people. Everybody's scratching their head. I'm scratching their head, but I'm not, because I understand what he's saying. It's in the Millennium Meltdown. It's in a book by Grant R. Jeffrey, Grantr Geffrey, and it's called Millennium Meltdown. It's more specifically in Millennium Meltdown. It's chapter 12. And once again, this book has to do. He came up with all this stuff. He's a Christian, okay? He came up with this stuff, but he used the wrong examples. He didn't have a crystal ball. He wasn't able to see the future. But this is it right now. Call me crazy. Call me whatever you want to do. I personally don't care because this is a worldwide event. My kids are in lockdown in the Philippines severely, and it's not fun to see. It's not fun to hear about. And the only reason we're not severely in lockdown right now is because we have guns. So with that, 12 Soul out.